Ah, good morning. Lovely to see you and the dog and the sunshine. Yeah, just hope that you didn't feel too stiff or anything after last time. And yeah, we're just going to start to get a little bit stronger as the weeks progress. Well, we'll see, but that is my intention. So yeah, let's just see how we go. But we'll start off with having a stretch out and feeling into the body as it is this morning. So just finding your space, recognizing what your body needs in this space, in this moment. So just feeling in by having a fidget about. Let's have a shuffle, a move, a stretch maybe. Push the heels, point the toes. I automatically am just putting up one arm and then the other, just really feeling into the body and responding to its needs, whatever they may be, to feel comfortable and supported. So if you feel you need something under your knees or to keep the knees bent, I know we say it every single time, but it's really important to go through this process of finding comfort in the body, and helping us to sort of balance ourselves out as much as we possibly can this morning. And that might be a place of imbalance, but there's feeling into the alignment and what's here for you today. Recognizing, as well as moving the feet more than hip distance apart if they're extended, just allowing the feet to flop. And as you allow the feet to flop, you might recognize how much tension you are holding in them that you weren't aware of before. And having a sense of the experience in the hips, and then working your attention up through the lower back. And, I can feel that I've got quite a little bend in my lower back, and I just draw my tummy in a little bit and find that that presses the lower back a little bit more into the ground, and then when I release it's a bit flatter. So seeing if that's there for you, and then feeling into the spine all the way up to the shoulders, noticing how the shoulders are, perhaps wriggling them away, turning the palms up to the ceiling if your shoulders allow you to do that. So for some of you, you might not have that range of movement, and that's okay. But just allowing a softening through the shoulders, the arms feeling heavy. And feeling into the palms of the hands as they either turn up to the ceiling, or maybe your hands are on the sides, but there's a feeling of spaciousness in the palms of the hands without extending the fingers. The fingers and thumbs softly, naturally curl. And then feeling into the neck too, and tucking the chin in, just allowing the chin to come down towards the chest. And then some nourishing breaths in, and as you breathe out, a release. So it might be that you sigh the breath out through an open mouth. You might want to regulate that a little bit and purse the lips somewhat and lengthen the exhalation. Sometimes that can be really helpful. As you breathe out, really allowing the body this time, this opportunity to soften, let go of whatever it's holding on to. Just noticing the rise and fall of the belly, the ribs and chest, and where this movement of the breath echoes through the body. So that echo might be a form of movement, or a sense of the energy shifting. It's mobilizing, flowing. So that in particular, really paying attention to the rise and fall of the belly. And if it feels okay for you, you may well just wish to place your hands on the belly. It helps you to connect perhaps a little bit more with the breath, the movement, the natural rhythm of the body. And then encouraging you to extend the exhale so that you can start to feel there's a little bit of tone being exerted through the belly as you breathe out, and then just draw the belly button in at the end of the breath. Breathing in a real softening and opening. And as you breathe out, just drawing that down, maybe contracting a little bit through the pelvic floor. And if your legs are extended, bending the knees, placing the feet hip distance apart, keeping the hands on the belly, and continuing with that process of breathing in and breathing out. Pelvic floor, belly button to the base of the spine. And starting to tip the pelvis. So we're starting to enter into some gentle movement, pressing down into the feet just a little, drawing the belly button down so that we're starting to really engage through the core. Just making sure your knees are bent as you do this. Feet hip distance apart. That's it, Neil. Good. Contracting, and perhaps every time you exhale, contracting a little bit more. So just feeling that through the hands. Lovely. And then if you've got your head on a cushion or a block or something, taking that away. And then we're going to just lift the lower back up off the floor a little. You can keep your hands on your belly, on your hips, wherever they are. And we're going to just lift up the right hip and then the left hip, contracting through the core as you go. So there's a contraction of the buttock from side to side, just a gentle mobilization of the back and the hips, lifting one side and the other. I always think of this as like being in a hammock and just going from side to side. So feeling into that movement and what it feels like too for the upper back to take some of the weight. There's no rush, no hurry. Just softly and gently, one side to the other. and then gently back down. Let's take a breath in, breathing out, give your knees a hug. A wiggle of the feet, maybe a circle of the ankles, just nicely lubricating into those toes and ankles, and then have a little rock from side to side. Back to the center and placing the feet back down on the floor. So we're going to do a little bit of core work today. So really listening, obviously, as I always say, to your own body, just really noticing what's here for you. It might be you're a little bit shaky, or you might be feeling strong. So just doing what you feel is right, because we're going to take sort of the feet from side to side, for instance. So it might be you can take the feet right to the floor and back up again, or that you don't want to do quite so much. So we're just going to have a feel into the core. So starting off first with the hands behind the head, elbows on the floor, and then bring the knees up towards you, feet and knees together. Take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to take the knees down towards or onto the right side. So going to a nice twist of the spine, breathing in, coming back to the center, working with the core rather than pressing the elbow into the floor, and down onto the left. So just nice and gently easing from side to side, and it helps to kind of check in with what's here, how the body is this morning. Feel that rolling over onto your hip if you're getting that far. And then when you've done that, again to the left, coming back to the center. And we're going to then take the feet sort of halfway up, so not in full extension, as if you're sort of hanging your ankles over a bar or something. And we're just going to take the legs over to the side from that position, and then lift back up, and then go the other way. So you're using your legs, the weight of your legs a little bit more, putting a bit more of an exertion on your core, seeing how that is for you. So see if you can touch down and then come back up. Good. So just doing that a couple of times each side. And then taking the hands and placing them, you have to put your feet back on the floor first. Placing your hands, your arms, underneath your back, either side of the spine, with the palms facing downwards, which really helps to lengthen out the spine. So your hands are sort of underneath your bottom with the palms down, and then we're going to extend both legs right up to the ceiling. I hope I don't knock the computer off. Take a breath in, breathing out. Take your feet, I don't have to move. Take your feet over to the side, touch the floor if you can with extended legs, and then bring them back up slowly, slowly, slowly. Both feet together, both knees together, extended if you can. Good. So there's only going to be a certain place that you can get to, a point that you can get to. So making sure your spine is protected, that's why your hands are behind your back. Good. See if you can keep your knees and your ankles together. There's a lot of splaying legs going on. If it's too much to take them down to the floor completely together, then just take them to sort of halfway point, because otherwise you're not really working your core, you're working your hips, which isn't what we need. So at the moment. Good. And then bringing your legs back into extension. And we're going to circle those legs around. So we're going to start in a small circle. Keep the knees and the ankles together. And then we're going to start to take that circle bigger. So you're going to take the feet down to the floor, around and up, or near to the floor. If you can't quite get your legs up, then take them as close to the floor as you can. So we're going to do it 4 times in one direction. Keep breathing. Feet flexed if that's possible for you. Have a pause once you've done it 4 times and back the other way. Oh, it's a good one. Really extending the legs as much as you can. You're feeling it in your hips as well, I suspect. Your hip flexors will be thinking, what's going on? Oh, and then when you get to the top, give your knees a hug. Nice, and a little rock from side to side. Oh, that's a good workout first thing in the morning. And then extending the legs away, pushing through the heels, bringing the arms up behind you, opening out through the front of the body, and then easing over onto the side and coming on up. Just going to have a sip of water as I transition. And we're going to go into cat. And I'm taking my socks off, so it might be a good idea for you to take your socks off. Yeah, coming into cat, hands underneath your shoulders once you get there. So you will have a little readjustment of things. Checking in with the back, seeing that the spine is looking nice and long, not sort of sagging down or kind of hanging about. There's some tone in the belly, but there's a nice feeling of extension through the head and through the tail. Spreading the fingers wide, creating some space. Taking a breath in, breathing out, contracting through the core, pelvic floor, and in the back. And then softening, releasing in the elbows, and the head. So just easing back and forth. See if you can go a little bit further each time. Just lifting and lowering. And starting to really think about the shoulders. So rolling the shoulders forwards as much as you can as you come into back arching, and then drawing them down either side of the spine and lifting the head. So you're really mobilizing, opening the shoulders as well as the spine, and obviously everything's interconnected, so feeling into that, into those sensations. Lovely. And then let's just ease ourselves back for a moment and have a shake. So we're going to be doing a bit on the a few sort of postures and movements used through the wrists. So just making sure you do take care of your wrists as we do this. And it might be that you just need to have a bit of a break now and again, just to mobilize into them, and of course do that. Or it might be that you want to take your hands a bit further forwards, because then you're not completely at right angles and it might not be putting so much pressure through them. And the alternative is, of course, to come down onto your elbows if you want to. So we're going to come back into cat and go through tiger. So as we're going through tiger, I want you to really pay attention to the core. So taking the body weight over to the left knee, Take a breath in as you breathe in, extending the right leg away, bringing it as high as you can, pointing the toes, lifting the head. As you exhale, drawing in through the core, round the back, tuck the head to the knee to the head. So we're doing this quite slowly, softening through the elbows. We're really feeling how the breath helps to enhance the movement. Maybe lift the leg up a little bit higher each time. Extend the leg away, so you're really making the most of this. And you might want to think about the shoulders as well, that rolling of the shoulders back as your leg comes into extension, and forwards as your back arches and you bring your knee through. Good. And then gently place that right knee down. Ooh, a couple of breaths in and out, and then shifting your body weight over to the right knee, breathing in, extending that left leg away. And this might feel a little different depending on your hip. So as I say, each time, see if you could just increase the range of movement up with the leg and head coming down to the knee, rounding the back. So the core has such an important role in this, in that it can help you to mobilize a little bit more. And the rolling of the shoulders, I think, adds an extra dimension of range of movement. Having a play around with what's possible for you. Nice, and then place that knee down, come back, have a shake of the wrists, let them release. Maybe a roll of the shoulders, looking after the shoulders. And we're going to come back up and go into a balancing posture. So extending that right leg away, the left arm. So we did this, was it last week or the week before? So pointing the toes, the arm extending, take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring the left elbow to the right knee. Ooh. And then breathing in. So extending that right leg up as high as you can. And then on the exhale, contracting through the core, bring it in. More slowly you do it, more control, you're working your core muscles. And remember, your core isn't just your belly, it's your lower back, all the spine. Good. Oh, feels strong. And shifting over to the other side, so extending the right arm, the left leg, first of all, and then bringing the elbow into the knee, touch it if you're able to, and then extend away. Feeling that tone. Wobble. I'm more wobbly on this side, so just see if that's the case for you. Good, and then easing back once more, Nice, Linda. That was a lovely extension I just saw. And have a little shake. Roll of the shoulders. Then we're going to ease ourselves into downward dog. So tucking the toes under, take a breath in, breathing out, coming up, pressing into the hands, straightening through the back. Give the head a shake. And then we're going to shift, if you can, the body weight over to the left leg. Take the right sole of the foot up to the ceiling, keeping the knee bent. And take a breath in. As you breathe out, turn that right knee out to the side. And then if you can, bring your chest through underneath, a bit underneath your right elbow. So you're kind of turning to look through the armpit and upwards, drawing in through the core. Oh, it's a good strong extension. You might want to straighten that left leg a little bit. Feel the right knee coming up and up and up. Holding that position. Feeling the shake. And then slowly down. Extend through the right leg. Take the left foot up. We're keeping the knee bent. Take a breath in. Breathing out, the left knee comes out to the side. And turn the body. So the chest is sort of coming underneath your armpit. Keep lifting up the left knee. Nice. And then slowly down. Oh, ease yourself back. Have another shake. Roll of the shoulders. If it's difficult for you, Louisa, you could do like a standing cat-cow or sitting cat-cow. So you're still mobilizing into the spine without having to go into a forward bend. Okay. And then we are going to come back up into cat and then separate the hands a little bit further apart. So there's a creation of space between the hands. And we're going to come back up into down dog. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to transition through into hanging upward facing dog. So breathing in, coming through into down dog, breathing in, up dog. So just allowing your core to draw up and through. Feeling your shoulders. Nice, Louisa. Oh, so strong on the core. Lovely. And next time, bring your knees down. Keep your hands where they are and go back into extended child. From that position, let's ease ourselves into a squat. So the feet apart, heels on the floor. So To find the floor with your heels, sometimes you have to really separate the feet quite wide. So doing that, bring your elbows in, hands into prayer. Lifting up as much as you can through the spine so that you're feeling that you're coming upwards rather than, that's it, Linda, you've got it. Nice, Karen. Good one, John. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, just keep on growing. Oh, I've gone all fuzzy. Lifting up, palms together. It's coming up to standing. You might need to adjust the position of your feet a little bit. Take a breath in, and then side to side. Gently, gently does it. Just a swaying palm tree. Let the side muscles open and contract. One side and then the other. And see if you go a little bit further each time. Good. And then slowly down, have a shake. So we've worked our core in a sort of transverse way. So a longitudinal way actually. We're going to go into a few little twists. So we're not going to go too far, but we're just going to start off with some gentle twists. So bringing your hands into prayer, elbows out to the sides. Take a breath in, just breathing out. Take yourself around as far as you possibly can. Hold it there, have a breath in. And as you breathe out, see if you can come a little bit further. Keep the hands in prayer, lifting up through the top of the head and just go into a turn. Come back into the center, breathing in, breathing out, easing the other way. Breathing in and then take it further. Nice, just do that once more to each side. Breathing in, breathing out to over the right side and take it a little bit further. And coming into the center, breathing in, breathing out to the left and a little bit further. Coming back to the center, have a shake, let go of the legs, let go of the arms, and let's take the legs one leg length apart. So we're really going to start working into the waist. As we go into the waist, thinking about how we're going to go into some side bends, and rather than sort of collapsing into the waist, thinking about really lifting up as you go over, rather than squelching it all together. It's a very yogic term, squelching. So turn your right foot out. Keep the left foot nice and square. Keep your pelvis pointing forwards. We're going to start by bending that right knee. Just take the knee back a little, drawing in through the core, tailbone down. Take a breath in, breathing out, elbow, forearm on the leg, lifting up through the left arm. Breath in, and as you go over, I'm really creating space down that right side as I then lead with my left past the ear. And then it might be that you can bend your right knee a little bit further. So feeling into that stretch. As I often say, you might want to turn your palm up a little to see if you can open into the shoulder. Let the hands soften, drawing in through the core. Breath in as you breathe out, calming back up. Nice. Turn the other way. So squaring that left foot in the center of your right foot at right angles. Keep your pelvis forwards. The left knee bent. Really thinking about this left side now, so that as you go over, there's a feeling of lifting up rather than contracting down. Drawing in through the core, right arm up, take a breath in, breathing out the right arm straight past your right ear. Nice long deep breaths. You might want to bend that left knee a little bit more, turn the palm up to the ceiling. And breathe. Nice. Good. And as you come back up, really let your core do the work. Pressing down. Okay, yeah, let's just bring the legs in for a moment. Have a little shake. So we're going to go into Trikonasana. And we're going to take the legs as far apart as possible. Remembering that the further apart you're able to take them, sort of the easier it is in some respects. So we're going to do just as we did before, turning the right foot out, lining that heel with the center of the instep of the left foot. It's really important to get that angle right. If it feels better for you, you might want to just bring the foot in so it's at a bit more of an angle, the back foot, but that's entirely up to you. So we've sort of opened up this way with a bent knee. So we're going to go into straight leg Trikonasana, but knowing that you can keep this knee soft. I'm not asking you to lock the knee. There's a little bit of movement in that knee. So pelvis is forwards. Take a breath in, breathing out. Just allow the hands to come down to the floor, and then let's just turn them up so that you engage through the back shoulder blades. And then keeping that engagement, turn the hands back to the floor. Breath in, breathing out, reaching first. And then as we go over, there's still that spaciousness down the right side. As you ease, oh, that's my hip going. As we ease down towards the leg. And as you breathe out, you might feel that you can go down a little bit more, but you're keeping that left hip back. Nice, Michelle. And breathe. If it feels right in your neck, you can turn to look up at the hand. If not so much, you can turn just to look down at the floor. If your knee's bent and you want to kind of bring it more, leg more into extension, then do. So using your breath to lengthen through the hamstrings, to take yourself over, not putting a strain on the neck, and feeling how your body starts to work. It's nice to feel the shake a little bit. Maybe take it into more of an extension. And if you're trying to draw a straight line through the tips of each of your fingers, that's where your arms should be. That's it, Karen. Good. And then we're going to just soften through that knee a little bit more. Take a breath in as you breathe out, slowly coming on up. Good. Gently down. Have a roll of the shoulders and then turning the other way. So left foot out, right foot either at right angles or even turned in a bit, whatever feels right for you to give you stability. But it might mean that you want to go that way, but I want you to stay with your pelvis pointing forward. And then softening through that knee a little. Let's take the arms out to the sides once more. Breath in. As you breathe out, just turn the palms up, really engaging the shoulder blades. And then keeping those shoulder blades intact, turning the hands to the floor. So that softness in the knee, so you're not rigid, not going to hyperextend. Breathing in, breathing out, reaching over, core is nice and strong. You're not collapsing into the left side of your body. You're just easing down. Keep the arms in position. Beauty of looking in a monitor. You can see what your arms are doing. So just keeping that right hip back, drawing in through the core. Turning to look, if you're able to your right hand. If that's too much, either looking forwards or dropping the head down. Nice deep breaths in and out. Really holding that position, and if you're able to, with every out breath, just see if you can ease closer to the floor. Draw your core in a little bit more. Right shoulder back. Breathing in, breathing out, pressing down into the foot, easing back up, and then let the arms come down. Oh. Good. Lovely. Have a little bit of a wriggle about. So now we're going to go into reverse Trikonasana. You just have to make sure you've got enough room around you to swing your arms. So just if you haven't, which I don't know that I actually have, I'm just going to move my mat a little bit more. It is useful to be able to stay connected to your mat, especially if you're on carpet. So just move your mat forwards if you need to. All right. So we're going to do this in a helicopter style. There are 3 different ways of getting into reverse Trikonasana. So we're going to do it in the helicopter style because we want to really work into our core. Sometimes we're looking at flexing the spine or twisting the spine, which obviously you do anyway, but in particular today, we're working around the center of the body. So let us do that. Turn the right foot out. Take the arms out to the sides. Good. So just drawing in to the tummy. Take a breath in. Soften through that right knee as you turn. So the right hand comes behind you. You're turning to the right. The left hand comes down towards or onto the floor if you're able to, in front of the right foot. The right arm comes up behind you and you turn to look at the right hand. If you can, extend through the right leg. And every time you breathe out, see if you can go into a little bit more of a twist. You're right, Lisa. That's it. Maybe separate your legs a little bit further apart. Just use those lovely flexible hips you've got. Good. So really opening, feeling the twist, but also how the body really has to work to keep you in that end of range. And then take a breath in, and we're going to slowly come out of it as we went into it in that rotation. So take your time. Woo, very graceful. Nice, Karen. Lovely. Good. Well done, everybody. So we're doing the same in the other direction. So extended leg, remembering to keep that knee nice and soft. Ooh. Breath in and out. Making sure you've got space around you this way round. Breathing in as you breathe out. First of all, going around to the left side. When you're ready, take your right arm down to floor, to the side of the foot, wherever you can get. Left arm comes up. Turn to have a look at the left hand if you're able to. And every time you breathe out, to see if you can either extend through the leg a little, twist a little bit more, using your breath to get into a good, strong posture. It's nice, John. feeling it's even a little tiny micro move around. So as you get more confident, you might be able to just twist a little bit further. I get into a twist where I constrict my throat so I can't speak. As we ease out, breathing in, slowly, slowly, breathing out, coming back to center and gently down. Beautiful, good work. Some really nice shapes there. And then coming into mountain, have a roll of the shoulders. Nice and easy. Using the breath. Aerobic, doing those postures. You'll be able to feel your heart beating more, the warmth in the body. Good. And have a little shake. Okay, so let's ease ourselves into our standing posture. We're going to end up in Superman, again, very yogic phrase, with its dancer. So with your hand either on a ledge or obviously in holding yourself up through your core if you can, but if you need to have a balance point, then you might want a ledge, a radiator, a mantelpiece, back of a sofa, whatever's there. So standing in mountain to feel the feet on the floor, I just spread my toes just really naturally to give myself as much chance as I possibly have of staying upright. Core is strong, tuck the tail in. And then take your body weight over to your left foot. And we're just going to start with drawing the right knee up towards you. So just holding that knee. Left leg having to work to maintain that posture. Breathing in, breathing out if you can, just with one movement, coming knees together, foot behind. So drawing the right heel up as far as you can towards the bottom, holding onto the ankle if that's possible for you. And then coming into stork, heron, the left arm up, just holding that heel to the bottom or as close as you can get on the right side. Taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, we're slowly going to ease ourselves forwards. And as you do that, the right heel comes away from you. You might want to place your hand in a mudra. I always naturally do it with a thumb and first finger, 3 fingers extended. And as you bend forwards, the right heel just travels away from you, opening up into the right shoulder. You might find you get to a point where you stop for a little while, have a pause, and then feel that you can bend further forwards. Good. So if you can hold that posture. Good one, Louisa. Good. Lovely use of the mantelpiece, Karen. And then gently bring that foot down. Oh, that got my bum. So yeah, just give your buttock a nice pat if you need to. Well done. So yeah, just the steady you go, don't rush into it, just ease yourself forwards, maybe having a pause for a few breaths and then easing a little bit further. It's better than trying to get there in one go. So spreading your toes of the right foot, taking your body weight over to the right this time. You're ahead of yourself, Lisa. We're bringing the knee forwards first. So holding onto that knee, just to find your balance point. To work through the right leg. Take some lovely breaths. And then breathing in and breathing out, bring your left foot to your bottom. Hold on to the ankle if that's possible. Depends on a number of things. Making sure you don't go into too strong a back bend. There's that tone in the tummy. And then extending the right arm up to the ceiling. Good. And then with that connection, take a breath in and really slowly ease yourself forwards. And as you do that, let the left foot come back. If you want to bring your right hand into a mudra, first finger and thumb, Jnana Mudra, extending the 3 fingers away. And the head is like it's an extension of the spine, so you're not sort of going into the head extended and backwards. You want to keep the head as part of the spine, so you start looking down at the floor as you ease yourself forwards. Neil. Lovely, Linda. Just slowly coming forwards a bit at a time. That's it. You might have to come out of it and then come back into it. That's all okay. Lovely deep breaths. Oh, Linda's doing it. Nice, have a shake. And then a roll of the shoulders, a shake of the hands, a shake of the legs. And go into a twist. Let the hands pat against the body. Lovely. So yeah, let's just allow all of that to open and soften and release. So we take the feet again one leg length apart. It might be you want to do something else, Louisa, so because we're going down into a forward bend, so you might want to do another kind of extension. Take the hands behind, breathing in, breathing out, press the pelvis forwards, soften through the knees, breathing in, breathing out. Let's just come into a really soft forward bend. So really let the knees bend, bring the head down as low as you feel you comfortably can. You might only want to do a little bit. Shake the head, release into the neck and shoulders. Roll one shoulder then the other. Oh, deep breaths in and out. Just release into the spine in whichever way you feel you need to. And then let's just place the hands on the floor and go from one side to the other. Just in a really gentle, flowing way. We've really stretched into the inner thighs, so it's nice just to flow through a little bit. Just release into the spine. Feel like you're going in a bit of a wave movement. So there's no tension, there's no holding on. Lovely. And from there, just again with your knees really gently bent, hold on to the elbows. And see if through holding on to the elbows, you can just draw yourself down a little bit more. And again, have a little wiggle and a shake. So it's an opening, releasing movement. And then let the arms go. And as you come up, we're just going to do one shoulder and the other forwards and let the arms go, one and the other. All nice and strong. Oh, just release into the shoulders. A funny move that, but it's really Nice to do it. Don't think many. That's it. Well done, Michelle. We got Strictly going on again now, haven't we? Have a little shake, and then hands behind, interlace the fingers. Take a breath in, draw the shoulder blades together, head back, and breathing out, release. Do that a couple more times. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. One more time. Ah, lovely. Okay, and let's ease ourselves down onto the floor. And bring your knees into your chest. To ease ourselves into a side twist to lengthen all those muscles we've been working on. So breathing in, breathing out. Just let those bent knees come down to the right. Nice twist. And turn the head to the left. And then coming back up to the center. You're just taking the hips to the right a little bit. So the spine's not completely straight. You're just shifting the hips to the right, breathing in, breathing out, taking the knees to the left. Head turn to the right. Good. And then coming back into the center, have a good long stretch. Oh, arms up, push the heels away. And you might feel a difference between that center of the body. You might feel that there's more openness, more length, easier to breathe. That's what I feel like. Oh, I can get much deeper breaths. And then just an invitation to find a comfortable place to rest. Whatever feels right for you. So it's coming into Shavasana or lying on your side or tummy. Legs up on the sofa, up the wall. Oh, and once you get there, just take some nice breaths in and out. I'm going to read you a poem called The Invitation. The invitation is to be present. You are invited to be present right now. You are invited to feel the wind run along your skin and the sun caress your face. To smell pine cones or wet asphalt or cut grass. To see the clouds or the curtains or the sofa cushions. to taste papaya or oatmeal, or this morning's coffee lingering. You are invited to hear the waves, should you have the good fortune to be near water. But hammering coming from the construction site will also do. Or just feeling the tap-tap of your beautiful fingers on the keyboard or screen. The invitation is to be curious. You are invited to explore and discover. You are not Cortez or Columbus. No disaster will emerge from your exploration. You are invited to survey the whole vast interior. You are invited to meet your inhabitants, to learn their dialects and to make them your own. You are invited to become a native at home in yourself. The invitation is to be kind. You are invited to be tender with yourself, to greet yourself each new day as a cherished friend, to allow yourself to be a messy, rough draft, and then maybe accept others as they are too, to welcome whatever comes as a messenger, a guide, a teacher. You are invited to savor and gently embrace your sorrows. The invitation is to trust. You are invited to trust yourself, to come home to what you looked for outside, to catch yourself when you fall back into your own waiting arms, to drink deeply from the nourishing wellspring of your own limitless heart. You are invited to discover your capacity to love. A place has been prepared for you. The table is set. The invitation is here. And you can accept this invitation now. You are invited to be awake for the full scope and wonder of your human life. So if you're able to have a sense of really being at home in yourself, perhaps to greet yourself or feel gratitude for yourself as you would a cherished friend. And as you breathe in, having a real sense of drawing in the prana, the life force, into your body. And smoothly, gently, slowly, with kindness and care, starting to move the body. There's no hurry, no need to force anything. Just bring in some really soft, gentle movements. Whatever feels right for you in this moment. If you wish to move, of course, you can stay just as you are, sunbathing like Karen is. Just checking in with what your body needs as you ease yourself from stillness back into movement. Rolling onto your side before you ease yourself up nice and slowly to sitting. Yes. And once you're there, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms away, coming up to the ceiling, deep breath in and breathing out. Just let the arms float down. On the exhale, hands together and namaste. Thank you very much.